Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.
Hey, Taylor Jones.
Hi, Rosie Panetta. How you doing?
Oh, I like that we're in our casuals.
We are in our casuals. We've got the week.
We're always in our casuals.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I've got the week off. You actually don't have the week off work at the moment. No, you're still in work mode.
How's ISO life treating you?
Oh my gosh, ISO Life is treating me quite well, actually. I feel
I
like...
couldn't tell your face there. I was like, I don't know where this answer's going.
My jeans are feeling snug. No, and honestly, I feel so lucky during this whole thing. I just feel like I've had the best time during it. Again, the jeans are feeling snug. I don't know, how are you going with ISO
I
Life?
don't think it's been any different to normal life, really, because I'm a bit of a hermit. So.
I know. And we're both lucky. We've both been able to keep our jobs so far. So we've been so lucky.
And as we'll get to today, in today's podcast, you have baking skills. So you are on board one of the biggest trends in ISO life.
Yes, ISO baking. Everyone is getting around it.
Also going to chat about our takeaway preferences. I've got the most takeawayed item in Australia during isolation. Have a think about what you think people would order on food apps and whatnot, take away the most. I bet you that's not the
It's definitely going to be a massive comfort food. The way, obviously, with all this coronavirus, the COVID-19 stuff, how is that going to change our eating habits into the future? This could spell the end of something that holds a very special place in my heart.
It rhymes with Rizzler.
Yes.
And
I was like, wait, what?
and the drive-through that sold out of, the items it was supposed to deliver in drive-through. Let's do it. Item 1, hashtag ISO baking. It is a hashtag. It is a thing thanks to COVID-19.
And thanks to every single person that is taking all of the plain flour, all of the self-raising flour, absolutely caster sugar.
And yeast.
Is yeast a thing?
Yeast was selling out as well in shops.
Never purchased yeast in my life. That sounds like someone that's like the step above me in terms of baking skills.
Yeah, that's bread.
Mine's like, oh, look, Betty Crocker, greens, pack and mix, great.
This whole time I thought you baked them from scratch.
I know. No, so the one thing that, and you know this, well, I'm pretty sure you do, I'm stamping it. I have always been the banana cake and banana bread baker.
You
banana
say
cake
this.
Normally.
I mean, it's your week off from work, and I thought you might bring some in, but
oh no, sorry.
No cake from the Tea Joes.
I have had so many banana cakes in the last 2 months. Oh my goodness! But I'm not the only one. So for some reason, obviously, ISO baking has become such a thing. We're seeing those essential things flying off the shelves. You cannot get them anywhere. And for some reason, banana bread is the thing that everyone is making in isolation. I was having a Google of it, and they're actually saying that it is literally because, like me, people who don't do a lot of cooking and baking and stuff normally, everyone knows that's just the easiest thing
banana
to
bread
do.
easy?
It's so simple. It's just whack a couple of things in the bowl. You don't necessarily need beaters or a stick mix. Half the recipes you can just stir. And it's kind of fail-proof. And it's also, it's a comfort food, but it's not, this is where it's kind of, tricky. What's the difference between banana cake and banana bread? But people associate banana bread with being kind of healthy.
Yeah, it's got banana in the title.
And it's bread.
And you don't have to mention the 3 cups of sugar in the title.
And then you can have it for breakfast.
See, I just don't do baking.
You've been doing lots of
I'm doing other cooking. I've been doing ISO dehydrating because it's easy. Because you just slice them and put them in the dehydrator. ISO pickling.
Yeah.
Because, again, it looks really complicated, but it's just really just salting and vinegaring things.
Yeah, you're doing all the fancy ones.
ISO deep frying. That is not fancy.
Oh, that's not fancy. But you've obviously got a deep fryer. Or you just use
shallow pan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you did the eggplant.
Did the eggplant.
Yeah.
I did potato chips.
Oh, yes.
Baked. Yeah, and then I deep fried some jalapenos.
Oh, my goodness.
I know, but no baking. But talking of baking real quick before I go into the next one.
Yeah.
Did you read this? Arnott's released a recipe for their Scotch fingers.
Yes, actually, I did see that because before that they released the Monte Carlo, which is my all-time.
Did you get
everyone's all-time. I haven't tried it, but yeah, I've got the recipe.
Why would that? Yeah, Honestly,
What's
all
online
that's
for
in
anyone?
all that's in the Scotch fingers is butter, icing sugar, plain flour, baking powder.
I'm not sold because I also thought when I saw
Why
the
would they
Monte
give
Carlo
away
one,
their
I was like,
secret?
exactly. Why are you going to give away your like the all time to be like KFC giving away the
I don't
secret
know.
herbs and spices?
I don't
you
know
just don't do it.
which news site I found this, but they put a note at the end of their recipe. It said, "Note: if you'd like to imprint Scotch or your name into the biscuit, this should be done before step 4."
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Oh, I got you. You thought that was a real Scotch finger?
Look, my little RP stamp on there. Thank you very much. Hey, quick side note. God, how many side notes have there been in this baking one? I feel like I briefly mentioned to you today, not today, the other day, but I had a little like a Zoom date type thing.
With
Bumble,
with a boy.
with a boy, with a real boy that I met on Bumble.
Did you bake?
We had a bake-off.
Oh my god!
And guess what we baked?
Banana bread.
Made banana bread. I won the bake-off.
He didn't win the banana based.
No, he's looked terrible.
His banana.
His
Banana bread.
banana bread. His loaf.
So many puns I want to go for, but I'm
Yeah,
not.
let's not.
I'm going to go to story 2. All right, story 2 is one of my favourite food stories in the past week. If we're in April. Among ISO related, food related topics, there's a lot of ISO
There's
chat.
so much ISO food chat.
No, the greatest, I reckon. 3 topics are trending most in isolation because you can't do much. But everyone's talking about what they're watching on Netflix, how bored they are, and homeschooling, and then what they're cooking.
That's true. It's
It's
pretty much nailed
It's
it.
pretty much all you could talk about.
Yeah.
Other than, doom and gloom of coronavirus spreading. But in New Zealand, the whole country got into full lockdown a couple of weeks ago in
Yeah.
April. So that was 2 weeks
Proper,
worth.
like
was that?
stage 4. Is it stage 4? they call
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
It was like 2 or 4 weeks. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It was a while, but
Would have felt like a year.
last week of April, so last week for us here and now, they went down to stage 3, which meant you could go to drive-thrus.
You could go back to drive.
You couldn't
and
sit.
oh, they did.
You couldn't sit, but you could, and yeah, they did. Like they
droves.
were so excited. There was one report you sent me the link to, where people were sitting in their car for 2 hours to get KFC. Yeah. I mean, what else you got to do? I mean, there's nothing else to do.
Well, that's true.
Everything
You've
else
actually
is
got
shut.
the time.
But apparently, some KFC and McDonald's branches in New Zealand literally just sold out of food.
That's insane.
Because they couldn't keep up with demand. And they had reduced menus, I read. So there were some products they couldn't maybe make because of COVID restrictions or they weren't making.
Perhaps, yeah.
But there was one branch straining to keep up with demand on the first day when they they eased restrictions rather. They sold more than 300,000 burgers in one day.
And that's at one branch.
At one branch.
Oh, my goodness. Where were they storing all that food in the meantime as well? Gosh,
I don't know.
that is a lot of burgers.
Yep.
Yum, a
So
lot
many
of
burgers
zingers.
and a lot of chicken.
Yeah.
So all that, I was going to say weight you lost in ISO. No one's losing weight in ISO, are they?
No, I don't think so. Gosh, I hope not. Am I doing it wrong? Am I doing isolation wrong,
You
Rosie?
come back to work fitter. I'm just going to be really jealous, let's be honest.
I know. I don't think they'll be met. It's kind of one of those times where it's like, look, whatever you need to do during this time, do it. If you're someone that's like, yes, I'm going to like eat healthy and, learn to cook these exciting new exotic dishes and do that, great, good for you. If you're someone that's like, look, as soon as I can go out and buy 50 burgers from the KFC drive-through, I'm going to do that and then I'm going to go and sit on my couch and eat them in the comfort of my home.
You do you, boo.
You do you. It's fine. Everything is okay. And I fall into the latter. That's fine.
A banana bread loaf a day.
Okay, so COVID-19, Rosie,
Yes.
it's the death of the salad bar.
Look, I've mixed emotions about this because I love them, but also I can't deny they're
We
pretty
kind of
gross.
know they're a bit gross,
They
yeah. So-
shouldn't be gross. They shouldn't be gross, but they can be.
Yeah. So, like, usually if you go to, it's really more like pubs than restaurants, isn't it? Like pubs, clubs, that sort of thing. And they would have, like, usually the little tongs and stuff for
Yep.
most things in the salad bar. But even those get mixed up and you can see they all look dirty and stuff. Always the mini bread rolls, they're so good. And I will always get them. Like, if that's on a salad bar and I'm going to a salad bar, I
Yep.
will get the bread roll. I really, you don't often use the tongs for that. You just,
No,
it's right
so-
there. I'll
and-
just grab it. It's
And
fine.
the COVID has been spread by hands. People are
Like,
So
yeah.
the problem
yeah.
is I was
And
reading.
people like breathing over the
Yeah.
salad bar because it's all open as well.
So the biggest problem is people using the same tongs.
Is I think a bit of
Rather,
everything.
like
yeah.
I'm sure the kitchen's fine, the chefs
Yeah.
are fine. It's when it comes out and it's the sharing of food.
And it's all the sharing of
Side
food.
note, because we love a side note. Lived in the country for so many years.
Oh, yes.
Working. And my boyfriend at the time, who's now my husband,
Yeah.
hated salad bars, right? I know, such a snob. I used to get so mad. I'm like, but we're eating schnitzels. Come to the salad bar with me. Get some coleslaw. Hate salt coleslaw.
Oh gosh.
What a
Who
monster.
Did you marry?
I know, but I loved that in, I don't know if this is everywhere, but definitely in country South Australia.
Yep.
And maybe country WA, there was always, one of the salads was always shredded cheese and carrot.
Yes. And how good is it?
Why? What? I mean,
And it goes perfectly in the little bread rolls.
it
the
goes
little,
good in the bread roll. It does.
That,
But
like,
I'm always
butter.
like, who decided that was a salad? That is not a salad. That is
not a salad.
2 items.
And it's definitely 2 items that like typically wouldn't go together. And it's so bogan. It looks disgusting. When you think about it, it is kind of gross, and it would sit there
It's
and
like
go
the
warm.
leftovers in the fridge. Like, I've got some leftover cheese, leftover carrot. Let's just shred them up and make a salad.
Basically, my isolation dinners at the moment. It's like, oh, I haven't been to the shops in 2 weeks. That's right. I have some carrot and cheese.
Anyway,
That's a square meal.
Shout out to country pubs. We hope you open soon for your sake.
Oh, Barmera Club. I'm going to give that a shout out. I tell you what, their salad bar, it's probably not open at the moment. Might not ever open again. I'm sure the club will. Go support them.
Should we go there? Should we do a weekend to Barmera
We probably should.
just for the salad
No,
bar?
but I think this will be the death of the salad bar.
Which is sad for places like Sizzler. Does Sizzler still exist?
I think it does somewhere. I don't know if we have any in. I don't think we have any in SA. But
What
I
was
think
the other
it's
one that
around.
was? There was one in Adelaide only. There was one in
Yeah, I
Salisbury.
know the one. I can't think what it's called.
Definitely had a
though.
few birthday parties there.
Yep.
Had like a guy's name, and then of course Pizza Hut.
And yeah, because that's like the similar sort of setup, the all-you-can-eat type thing.
Greatest
So
thing
whether
ever.
they could do that anymore. I don't even know if they're open anymore, to be honest. I think there's one somewhere, Barry, maybe.
I mean, either Corona's got to get you, or just
Or the Pizza Hut salad bar.
just generally you go down.
No, again, I'm sure
yeah.
they're very safe.
Yeah,
Go support your local Pizza Hut.
yeah. When the pub's open, you go get them.
Yeah. You go hard.
Yeah.
Go hard or go home.
You buy that cheese
Go
and
home, we've
carrot.
been there.
It's gourmet, I tell you, gourmet.
So we've already spoken about the sort of takeaway aspect of things. But the big thing that has changed in isolation as well is the actual food delivery services. I thought this was incredible. There was a stat that came out yesterday,
Yep.
and it was basically suggesting that in the last 2 weeks, I guess it would be, or maybe it might have actually been like, 2 weeks, 2 months, might have been the last few months. Food delivery service has increased by 156% in Australia. So 156% more
Because everyone's
Aussies.
buying out because we're trying to keep the economy
Yeah.
going by buying from
By buying.
restaurants who are delivering.
Yeah, and that's it, because so many now are that perhaps like local restaurants
even
that weren't on there
fancy
before.
ones.
Yes, I know. And now you can just
And
go
I
get your Uber driver and pick it
always
up.
look for them, and then I'm like, do I want to spend $30 on an entree? I always scroll. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to keep the economy going.
I know.
And then sometimes it's easy to go through the drive-through and get some of that sold-out finger-licking goodness of KFC.
Exactly.
So we are getting takeout more. Whether that's because we're lazy in ISO or because we are indeed trying to boost the economy, I'm not sure. It sounds better if we say the latter.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep telling myself
Even though
that.
it's definitely the first one for me. Have a guess as to what Australians are apparently ordering the most in isolation over the past couple of weeks.
I don't know. I like the
Food group. I think food
yeah,
group. Mm-hmm.
food group.
Yeah, like, you know,
Like I was about to
Chinese, Italian.
say, yeah, like
yeah.
the cuisine. I was about to say genre. That's like music.
I'm liking the funky jazz.
I would be
I don't know what that is. in
Uber,
food.
please. I want to say, because it's going to be like a real comfort food. It's either going to be like American or Italian, something carb heavy.
It is, drum roll, apparently, that's not a drum roll because I only have one hand free.
Banging on the desk. Drum roll.
Fish and chips.
Oh, what?
I have never ordered fish and chips out. I mean, unless I'm at the
Really?
beach, and I feel like fish and chips is I feel like, yeah.
I don't know about that as the most popular one.
By the time it gets to your house,
yeah, if it's somewhere like if it's a local fish and chip shop
Yeah.
that's really close by, then like I've done that a couple of times, I think, on my on the food delivery apps,
Yep.
but it wouldn't be my most ordered, especially at the moment. Like we were saying, so many restaurants now and like fancy
fancy ones.
are offering takeaway. And
But do you want $2 of chips or do you want to pay $30
no, that's
for
it.
half a potato? You know.
Yeah, true dad.
But it'd be a fancy potato. Yeah, apparently some
not
people are
against that.
associating this with. Have you heard this theory? I reckon we've even got this at work, that people are in times of crisis dwell on better days.
Oh,
So the nostalgia factor of fish and chips, of your old fish and chips wrapped in newspaper, that doesn't happen hardly anywhere though,
No.
might be why it's gone up. Or the fact that, chips are so delicious when they're coated in chicken salt. Oh.
Yeah, or it could be that. And also, like, it is cheap and people are struggling at the moment. Like, it could just be
Just
a bit
could
of
be
a,
a bargain hunt.
Yeah,
But
it
apparently
was a bargain
Deliveroo
hunt.
clocked a massive 597% rise in people looking up their local fish and chips. Second
Oh my
in line. Yeah, I know.
Gosh.
Just fish and chip shops are
That's
just
insane.
loving life right now, hopefully. And then, of course, pizza followed up with Thai food and sushi, which are my
Oh, yeah.
go-tos.
And especially in Australia right now because it's starting to get cold and I feel like every night at the moment I'm like, I want a curry, I want Thai, I want Indian. Like that's all I want while it's cold.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised about that. But the fish and chips, yeah, I feel like the nostalgia factor is a thing.
One time, fun fact, fun side story.
I'm looking forward to it.
Just talking about fish and chips. One time I tried to sneak fish and chips into the cinema.
They've got such a strong smell. How do you possibly think? And
we had bought them. We ran out of time to eat them because it took too long to cook. And we're like, no, we just shove them in my handbag. And the guy's like, what's that? And I was like, it's just left. It's rubbish. It's rubbish. He's like, you're gonna have to take that to the bin. And I was like,
oh no, did you scoff it?
we
before
ran
you went in?
outside and tried to scoff as many chips
Yeah.
as we can, and then we went and watched the movie.
But you had a little fish,
I really wish
fish
this
fillet
story
wrapped
was-
up in there, tucked in your pocket.
I really wish this was a success story where I could tell you about that time I unwrapped fish and chips in the cinema and ponged the whole place, but I didn't get that far.
You didn't get that
I
far. You were
tried.
just the one sitting outside the cinema scoffing her
I think
face.
that might be one of the last times I ordered fish and chips, bizarrely.
Yum, how good are they though? A nice little, as well, like a little pineapple fritter from the local fish and chip shop. I know.
Ooh, we're currently recording at 9:50 in the
No,
morning.
I haven't had breakfast yet.
Is
though,
it too
so I
early?
think That's what
too
I'm
early
feeling.
for a pineapple fritter?
It's never too early. It's fruit. See, it's like the banana bread thing. It's fine.
All right. Well,
totally
I look
okay.
forward to the banana bread next podcast chat.
I know that's actually why I didn't have breakfast this morning. I was like, you know what? I'm coming into the city to podcast with Rosie. I'm going to go downstairs after. I'm going to get a coffee and banana bread.
Let's hope they have some.
And then go home and make one.
Ideally, we'll be out of isolation next time we record.
Oh, I hope so.
I mean, going at our rate of how frequently we record, we probably will
Exactly.
be.
We do. It's an annual recording, so we should be fine. Hopefully, if we're not, I'll talk to you from isolation in 2021.
Happy bacon, happy frying, happy fish and chip ordering.
Yeah. Stay home.
Eat good.
Yeah. But like as in eat bad, which is good. Eat what makes you feel good.
Just turned into an inspirational podcast.
So inspiring.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.